Hi, thank you for joining me. I'm Trace Williams. This is What Do You Think? Today's episode, Battle Royale, Common Core of Conflict. Worldwide conflicts have been attributed to many causes. Religion has been a cause of conflict since the beginning of man. The battle of good and evil rages on still today. Another reason to fight is the establishment of land boundaries. One nation battles another for the right to call the land in question their own. Another reason for conflict is to remove the oppression of the people within a nation. When people have been targeted for an ethnic, racial, or religious cleansing, a conflict that attempts to save humanity from these crimes ensues. All of these reasons for battle may appear legitimate, but how and why do these wars begin? It has often been said if you wish to improve the economy of a country, then begin a conflict. Conflict creates cash flow, and cash flow creates wealth, at least for some. As I described in an earlier writing, the central banking system is the winner of every conflict. Since the central bank is a privately owned entity, the shareholders of the banking system are the recipients of the aforementioned wealth. After all, the central bank lends the money needed to the nations in conflict. They have been financing both sides of conflict since Napoleon Bonaparte and the war between France and England. That story is for another time. Have you noticed in recent years that the battles which involve the United States have become more frequent, and the duration of those battles have lasted longer than any other time in history? The central banking system loves to see nothing more than battles that rage on for decades. The longer the war, the more money is taken into the central banking system. Each side is financed and required to pay the principal with interest attached until the debt is paid. This system enslaves the peoples of the nation to pay the government by the way of taxes in order to pay the debt to the system. This creates mega profits to the central bank and its shareholders. Many government officials understood how the system operated since the mid to late 1800s. Many were opposed to the creation of the system in the United States. That is why it took a vote on December 23, 1913, while Congress was on break, in order to establish the Federal Reserve Act. Many people with wealth were against the central banking system in this country due to the ease of corruption involved in the system. Many in opposition of the system had perished in 1912 on the maiden voyage of the Titanic, while others who were for the system, fortunately for them, for one reason or another, missed out on their opportunity to ride on that ill-fated ship. I will let you do your own research on that coincidence. Through propaganda and a little manipulation, many conflicts arose throughout the world, many times in countries that had no central banking system in place. Lo and behold, after the conflict and out of the ashes arose a central bank in the land in which the conflict took place. Again, research for yourselves on that coincidence. The perpetual battles and the recent never-ending conflicts were designed not to resolve issues between nations, but to enrich the people behind the worldwide central banking system. But they were not yet finished with their plan. The central banking system was awaiting a globalist government, currency, and religion in order to further control and manipulate people while enriching themselves even more. Power and wealth appears to be the common core of conflict. Who are the Rothschilds? Who are the Rockefellers? Who are the Fords? Who is J.P. Morgan? Just to name a few. Do your own research. It is a rabbit hole worth traveling. What if the central banking system were abolished? What would our country be like if our currency somehow became sound money once again? How could this occur? What if the American dollar was to be returned to the gold standard? I don't have all of the answers, folks. I just ask the questions. I'm Trace Williams, asking you, what do you think? God bless you, and have a wonderful day, everybody.